Hi everyone, so today I will be filming my end of the month roundup. I don't know, makeup rehab is another term for it, although that has other meanings for me, just because of the makeup rehab community on Reddit. So I don't know, I feel like monthly roundup where I basically go through my monthly empties, although this month is an anomaly, I feel like. And then I also will go through my beauty bank update and as well as my 225 wins in 2025 is what I'm doing it. Sorry if you hear noise in the background. I'm running the washer and it's making more noise than usual. So hopefully everything's okay. But let's go ahead and start with my monthly empties. This is a weird month. I only have 9 empties. I think a lot of it has to do with the fact that I'm starting some new stuff. And then a lot of them are makeup. Like I actually don't have that many skincare items. So I don't know. I feel like maybe the way I'm approaching my skincare now, like it's just not as hard and fast. Like I'm basically using more value products, which have larger quantities. And so it's harder for me to say that. But I'm still trying. I usually decant them into smaller ones. And so I'm trying to at least still show them that I've like used up a smaller container of them. But yeah, it's not as exciting as usual. So I'll still go through it, but I have a lot of makeup items, which is great. So let's do the skincare stuff first. This isn't really skincare. It's actually the last step of everything is my setting spray. I took off the top because I'm using the top for another setting spray right now, but it's not the MAC Fix Plus. It was a DIY setting spray that I made at the beginning of the year, and I used up 3.5 ounces in about a month and a half. So I'd say that's a pretty big win. I was liberally using it, but I'll probably do the DIY mix again. It was water, glycerin, and a makeup fixing like drops that I had. And so it was decent. I mean, it was setting, not fixing, but it was setting. So might do that again in the future. But I have another setting spray that I'm using up right now. And then I am rolling out the packaging on this sunscreen. It is done. It is so flat right now. I do still have a bit of it left because I got kind of impatient that I was like, when is this actually going to be done? So I squeezed the rest of it out into a container that said it held 5 milliliters. I filled it to the brim, so it definitely passed 5 milliliters. It was probably close to like 8 milliliters left in here. So even though I was like seeing the pump and everything, there was still a decent amount of product left in here. So I made 8 milliliters out of the 50 in here. That's not terribly bad. And I really feel like, I don't have to cut this package open to get more out of it. There's probably little bits, but like, negligible. So probably will not repurchase this one again. This is the Bubble Solar Mate mineral sunscreen. I don't think they even carry this at the store that I bought this at, so that's unfortunate because it was a pretty decent 12% zinc oxide sunscreen, but the smell was a little off, but not off enough where like I didn't use it. So that's great. Another one here is not the MAC skincare balm, skin canvas balm. It's actually the CosRx all-in-one balm. Is that what it's called? I don't remember what it's called, but it's like the snail mucin line, but it's like their moisturizer type thing. So I have product in here. I have the product in here, stretchy. But I used up a whole container of this month and have started dipping and re-upped it again. But just the size, it just fits nicer on my everyday makeup basket right now, so that's why I do that. All right, let's jump into the empties. I'm super excited. Almost all these are in my panning bingo. A few aren't. So this one is an empty Franken bronzer pan. I mixed it obviously in here. A large chunk of it fell out. So this is not as big of a win as I would like it to be, but it is empty. I made sure to use every last bit of it and will probably, no, I'm using a loose Franken bronzer right now. So this one might become the Franken blush I'm thinking about doing. I'll think about it. A powder empty. This is just the packaging because I have the little remnants that were in here, like the edges of it, I pushed into my loose powder, my DI loose powder, but this packaging is done as well. I finished up live on camera a Tatcha mini, the silk canvas like primer. I did finish it live for my panning bingo update that I just filmed, and so that might come up either before or after this, but live empties are always so much fun. I loved this in the sense where because it was older, it actually smelled like Earl Grey, but that smell was getting stronger and stronger, so I did feel the urgency to use it up. But this is beautiful. I actually love this packaging, so I do imagine myself reusing this packaging for something else, even though it's opaque, so I'm always a little bit off about that just because I can't see my progress like just by looking at it, but It is an airtight container, and I definitely need more of those in my collection. This one's very exciting. I have a blush empty, a powder blush empty at that. But this was a very sheer blush. This was the MAC Mineralized Blush in Warm Soul. This is like the third one I've had. I talked about in other videos. You can look at it. But I was at the point where I was like scraping it out and then putting it on a brush. So this is done. Waffle pan all the way. Very excited about this. This was also my panning bingo. Also finished this live during the update. Very exciting. The unfortunate thing about mineralized products is like I don't feel like I can reuse this packaging no matter how nice it is. It's actually more annoying packaging than it is nice. So I think I will just let it live on in my memories and recycle this somewhere. So, and then 2 lip products here. I finished up, not finished, but I used to the plastic this MAC Franken balm that I did. Wow, that washing machine is loud. And yeah, so this one was nice. It was really sheer. I made it to be super sheer formula and it worked out. I had to troubleshoot some like stuff about how the bullet was in here and stuff like that. So that worked out. And the last empty I have for this month is a lip gloss. It's not completely empty. There's like little drops in there still, but essentially empty. It's just like a clear gloss. This was originally a Pat McGrath gloss in Alien Gelic. It was really shimmery, but I mixed some clear gloss in here, and actually it turned out really nice. So we'll probably be doing that again, and I like the size of this, so I'll probably be reusing this as well. So that is my empties for the month. Really short. I usually am like closer to like 15, 20 empties even, but I think that'll be later in the year and I will catch up later. Okay, so I have my laptop pulled up here. I have my spreadsheets, so that's what I'm looking at. Let's do my 225 in 2025. Basically, this is an account of anything I deem a win for the year. I feel like I couldn't quite put down like, oh, I hit pan and like, you know, give myself that kind of credit for in my beauty bank. I really want those to be empties in order for me to add to my beauty bank. If you don't know yet, my beauty bank is a very self-constructed beauty bank where empties contribute towards the beauty bank and then also good habits. So like working out, doing my laundry, because I really don't like doing laundry. Like cleaning areas of the house that I don't usually clean, although I just did like a massive clean because we had a house guest come over. So I should probably give myself a little bit of credit for that. And then so I might fix that live here while I'm talking. And then what is that one for? Oh, okay. I just don't think I put a date on here. Okay. So the 225 in 2025, that is kind of just a self goal where I'm just marking empties, pans, anything else that was of note, you know, in my makeup life. Not like purchases or anything like that, but like, you know, wins that I really feel like, okay, this is either a milestone or like something big that's happened and something that I really want to be excited about. So this month, so last month I wrapped up at about 28 beauty wins. This month I'm able to tack on, can't do math, help. Gonna do this in the formula here. So I have 16 beauty wins this month, and some of them I did hit pan on a few things. So if you've watched my recent videos, I've mentioned that. I made a few Franken products, and that's always a win for me. That's always really exciting for me to make a Franken product, finish Franken items. I emptying packaging, so things like these, while not completely out of my collection, I count those as wins as well. Just moving packaging out of my collection is always really exciting. Of course, the big ones, right, of like actually finishing products up, that one counts towards this as well. And then the one that's kind of a weird one was that I closed my MAC loyalty account. I made a whole video on it. Feel free to check it out if you want to, but I have my own issues with MAC Cosmetics and decided to leave their loyalty account and really redirecting kind of the way I approach spending and the way I approach like looking at new products and stuff like that. So definitely a milestone in my book. So put that in there. So for a grand total of today's the 22nd of February. I am at 44 wins this year, which is awesome. I think I'm on track. And it was less than the last update I gave, 16 versus, you know, like the 20 plus I got last month. But honestly, I didn't expect it to be a huge number each month, but I feel like 15 each month is, I think will get me on track for the 225 that I want. And we'll just see what happens this next month. I feel like this list is probably the biggest surprise for me every month. Is like, okay, what actually was I excited about this month versus my beauty bank is like, okay, like I, did a workout or whatever and added to that. But yeah, it's definitely a little bit different. So let me fix my spreadsheet here and give myself some credit for I did like a deep clean of the house. Like it was like even sorted toys and everything. It was pretty nuts. Did that in a very short period of time. So I'm gonna give myself a little extra here. Okay, so hopefully it's not quite in my summary table that I make for myself, but I will do my best to just kind of summarize. So last month I left the beauty bank at $298. I even was able to give myself a $25 credit last month because I think I only purchased like one thing. And like if I purchase 3 or less things, I'm gonna give myself a $25 credit for like having the self-control. This month, not so much. So that was definitely rough. I knew that coming into the month that I would be spending, so no $25 credit this month. But I was able to hustle, and I'm updating a little bit earlier this month. Last month, I think I updated on the 26th. This month, I'm updating on the 22nd, like I mentioned. So I'm like less than a week off, which, a few days can do a lot to a beauty bank. But still, I think I'm able to get myself to a good spot. So last month, I wrapped up at $298, almost $300. I was able to, through habits, a lot of habits, things like workouts and laundry, like I mentioned, cleaning the house, things like that. I also had some big ins. I had like a random check that came in. So like I added that here because I'm like, oh, that can be my fun money. Self-care funds came out. There's $200 worth of that. So I feel like every month I'm like hustling to make sure I get those at least $200. And so because that just gets snatched out very quickly. I did have that haul, that huge haul to Happy Beauty Co. when I was in an area that had one. So that one was like nearly $100 out. So that was a little bit I did not expect to spend that much, but it is what it is. And then, yeah, I mean, just because of those like big wins of like, especially makeup related stuff, that usually does give me a little bit more in my beauty bank. And so that helps a lot too. I also have my mascara that I counted in here, which I'm not quite rolling out. I think I'm gonna give that another week, but I just counted in here a little bit early. So that also contributed as well. And so I am ending this month at $379, which is very exciting. So I am continuing to gain. Again, the 200 is gonna be snatched right out, but I will have the $180 or so to work with and hopefully build on. Just because we're in February, the trip that this beauty bank is quote funding, because this is not very much of this is actually real money, but just to kind of give myself concrete goals, that is in October. So I definitely have some time, but that will be kind of a more expensive trip, just with multiple days, hotel, rental car, all the stuff that's involved in the trip. So it's definitely going to be taking a bit of money, versus I feel like the last trip that I funded, like I thankfully was covered with housing, since I was visiting friends, and my friends were also kind enough to treat me to meals and things like that. But this one I think I'm gonna have to doing a lot of my own work on. So I'm hoping to build this up pretty quickly. I'm hoping I can get that $25 credit this next month. I don't expect to spend. Won't really be allowing myself to spend until I potentially will go somewhere in July. Some of the things that I'm like running out of or like almost run out of, like sunscreen and like honestly that's the only thing I can think of. Yeah, sunscreen mainly. Maybe mascara. I thought I got a solution during my last haul, but I don't think it will really work out for me. It's a very dry formula and I don't really like dry mascaras. So I might have to end up just snatching something up locally. But my rule of thumb mainly is like any fun products, and as much as possible, any beauty purchases should be when I'm traveling, and just so that I can like look forward to that and stuff like that. So I'm very happy to be ending this month at close to $380, and we'll see what happens this next month. Hoping that I can get closer to wrapping up around like 400, maybe even past that, like 450. That would actually be really nice. So I don't feel like I'm just, just barely surviving, especially with that $200 that gets taken out of this every month. So anyways, that's where I'm going to leave it. Yeah, I'm sorry if this felt like a little bit like a whirlwind. It's always like kind of a scramble for me to like prep for this. And you know, it's still fun to look at the numbers, but sometimes I'm just kind of like stressed out. I'm like, what am I reporting on? Like, is this better? Is this worse? But it is what it is. I'm making, I think, very, very decent progress. And I'm sorry, I'm just kind of like yapping at you, but I'm not one to like edit in my screenshots or anything like that. So sorry, I'm not doing that or like really give you some super interesting numbers. Sometimes I have numbers of like, okay, did I use up more makeup or more skincare, whatever. But I don't think those are as exciting this month around. I think that I was very excited to see more makeup empties than usual this month, and the skincare stuff. I'm surprised the skincare stuff is not so much, but at the same time, I think I know why. But I'm also looking forward, I think, to a few empties coming up, so that would be good. So anyways, I will leave you with that. Thank you so much for watching this update, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye.